You know, in life, as we progress, as we get older, I think there are a lot of valuable lessons that we need to learn. And one of the most important valuable lessons that everybody should learn, that really needs to be instilled into people, is that being overly confident can be very detrimental. Hey guys, welcome back to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And the reason why I'm bringing that message at the very beginning was because of this article that I came across with Thor's Chris Hemsworth talking about the wackiness of Thor Love and Thunder, which honestly, I think is probably a little bit worse than The Dark World, which is actually the least favorite out of all the Marvel movies. And I think now it's my least favorite, at least, and it's the one that didn't earn the most in the box office either, and it has like the poorest score. But looking back now, at least Thor the Dark World took itself a little bit more seriously, whereas Thor Love and Thunder made Thor kind of like a Deadpool, or should I say a Thorpool or whatever. But anyway, it's really interesting that I'm talking about this because Chris Hemsworth himself actually came out and started talking about how he regrets the wackiness of Thor Love and Thunder. And everybody saw it. It was very apparent when that movie came out. It didn't do so well. It didn't like break even or anything like that. And I have the article here pulled up and we're going to go ahead and get into it. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Click on the notifications so y'all don't miss anything so you can stay up to date with the latest news in Marvel movies, DC movies, or comic book discussions, what have you. I'm trying to upload at least daily, so that's what I'm doing here. So it says here that Chris Hemsworth says that the comedic direction of Thor Love and Thunder causes performance to fall short of expectations. And going back to what I said at the very beginning of the video, where being overconfident can be very detrimental to you. Well, I say that because I think Thor Love and Thunder was riding off the success of Thor Ragnarok, which is honestly the best Thor movie out of the four, but I can say that at least the comedy in there was a little bit more well balanced and with like the seriousness of that movie as well. Where Taika Waititi, unfortunately, and Thor, Chris Hemsworth himself decided to crank up the comedic stuff to 11. Chris Hemsworth even talks about it himself where he was feeling really good about the character. He loves to play Thor and he takes responsibility for that. And for that, I'd say that that's very admirable. Good on Chris Hemsworth for doing that, for at least coming out and not blaming the fans. And he says here that I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness and I became a parody of myself, Hemsworth said in an interview with Vanity Fair. I didn't stick the landing. And the issue is that at least Kevin Feige allowed Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth to do whatever they want with the movie. And that's not the right thing to do. Kevin Feige needs a little bit more control. And for that, Chris Hemsworth really wants to do right by the fans by making a fifth Thor movie, having a different approach, a different tone, a more of a serious tone, that is. It has to be well written and it has to be carefully crafted. So Taika's Thor Love and Thunder was met with mixed reviews for its excessive humor when it was released in 2022. And Thor is not really a serious character. If you know anything about Thor, or if you're a fan of Thor, he's not like a very hilarious or comedic character in the comics. He's just not like that. There are plenty of comic book characters who are more comedic, and for that, you should go read their comics. But for Thor, if you're looking for comedy, you're not going to find that there. I guess you can say some of the ignorance that Thor naturally has can come across funny, but that's the point. Sometimes people's ignorance can be a little bit funny, and sometimes it can be a little annoying too. Moving on with the article. So Hemsworth previously told GQ that he felt that the Marvel Cinematic Universe installment was too silly and had a lackluster CGI effects. Beyond his issues with the movie, Hemsworth admits some dissatisfaction with the way the God of Thunder was portrayed in his 8 MCU appearances. Sometimes I felt like a security guard for the team, Hemsworth said. I would read everyone else's lines and go, oh, they got way cooler stuff. They're having more fun. That's my character doing. What's my character doing? It was always about, you've got the wig on, you've got the muscles, you've got the costume, where's the lighting? Yeah, I'm part of this big thing, but I'm probably pretty replaceable. Despite his criticisms, Hemsworth remains grateful for Thor and how it elevated his career to projects such as the upcoming Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I think it's a Mad Mad saga, but or Mad Max saga, but it says Mad Mad saga, so it could be a typo or something like that. Additionally, his Avengers co-star Robert Downey Jr. praised the actor for bringing a larger-than-life superhero from the comic pages to the silver screen. First off, Thor as a character was super tricky to adapt. Lots of implied limitations. But he and Kenneth Branagh figured out how to transcend, make him somehow relatable but godlike, Downey said. Hemsworth is, in my opinion, the most complex psyche out of all of us in Avengers. He's got wit and gravitas, but also such restraint, fire, and gentleness. Will there be a Thor 5? While Marvel Studios has not officially announced Thor 5, Love and Thunder's director Waititi confirms he will not come back to helm the project, thank God. And additionally, Hemsworth says he wants to reinvent the God of Thunder to make him a little bit more unpredictable. So Thor Love and Thunder is streaming on Disney Plus. Not that you really care, but like, you know, it's there. Don't see that Thor Love and Thunder. It's just not a good movie. It's a waste of your time, honestly. But Thor really wants to make a Thor 5 film, and he really wants to do right by the fans. And if he were to make this film, I believe it would be his last Thor film. And then, moving forward, in the future, he can appear as a guest in like future Avengers movies or other people's movies as well. And if they're going to do a fifth Thor and they're going to give it a different tone and it's going to be more serious, then he should become like a godlike Thor, where he becomes, I think it's Rune King Thor or something like that in the comics, where he has a reason to go away and not have his movies anymore because he's he's out there. He's a god. He's super powerful. He would have a reason not to have more Thor movies, where technically the character's kind of retired, but is always available to help, his fellow Avengers, his fellow heroes, his co-workers, when he's needed. So anyway, you let me know your thoughts. Should there be a Thor 5 film? And what are your thoughts about Chris Hemsworth taking responsibility about his character just going off track in Thor Love and Thunder? Me personally, I would love to see a Thor 5 film because Thor Love and Thunder was just not the film for me. It wasn't exactly what I expected. For that, I hate Taika Waititi for it. And it kind of makes me like Thor, Ragnarok a little less, actually. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.